Breaking. Trouble as High Court ceiling collapses during sitting. Trouble as High Court ceiling collapses during sitting. To my very dear listeners, don't you think there is much to it? Why will ceiling collapse while the sitting is going on? To my dear listeners, wherever you are hearing from, I greet you, and I would implore you to sit down and stay tuned as I read today's news. The ceiling of the Aba High Court 4 in Abia State yesterday collapsed, resulting in the disruption of the activities of the court that was session. There was no fatality, but sources said the roof of the court had been leaking for a long time. Some staff of the court were seen praising God for preventing what could have turned into a calamity while trying to safeguard very sensitive materials. It will be recalled that former Attorney General of State Chief Ume Kalu San had in an open letter drawn the attention of the governor of the state, Okezi Ikpeazu PhD, to the deplorable state of the court in Abia State. The ceiling of the Aba High Court 4 in Abia State yesterday collapsed, resulting to the disruption of the activities of the court that was session. There was no fatality, but sources said the roof of the court had been leaking for a long time. Some staff of the court were seen praising God for preventing what could have turned into a calamity while trying to safeguard the very sensitive material. It will be recalled that former Attorney General of State Chief Ume Kalu San had, in an open letter, drawn the attention of the governor of the state, Okezi Ikpeazu PhD, to the deplorable state of the court in Abia State. Now, to my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news, and personally, I feel there is much to it. Why will a ceiling collapse while the sitting is on? If the ceiling has now, it is been said here that the ceiling has been leaking for a very long time, and there is no proper monitoring. There is no proper monitoring while the ceiling has been leaking for a very long time, and they did not do anything to it. Now the ceiling got collapsed. What if this got worse? Or what if, as the ceiling collapsed, it hits a lot of people and some people died? What will they be saying? In what account will this be in, that there are some people that died as the ceiling got collapsed? What if, as the way the ceiling got collapsed, it actually affects the building too, and the building too got collapsed? Many lives will be wasted, which I feel this is not right. The right office to this should be contacted, and immediately they should do something about it. This is Nigeria for you. Why will a sitting be going on inside the court and a ceiling will collapse? If not of something else, I would rather say there is more to it. There is more to this thing. I don't know the kind of sitting that is going on in the court, but definitely this is somehow fishy and a little bit suspicious. Don't we think so? Now I read the news again. The ceiling of the Aba High Court 4 in Abia State yesterday collapsed, resulting in disruption of the activities of the court that was session. There was no fatality, but sources said the roof of the court had been leaking for a long time. Some staff of the court were seen praising God for preventing what could have turned into a calamity while trying to safeguard very sensitive materials. It will be recalled that former Attorney General of State Chief Ume Kalu San had, in an open letter, drawn the attention of the governor of the state, Okezi Ikpeazu PhD, to the deplorable state of the court in Abia State. The ceiling of the Aba High Court 4 in Abia State yesterday collapsed, resulting in the disruption of the activities of the court that was session. There was no fatality, but sources said the roof of the court had been leaking for a long time. Some staff of the court were seen praising God for preventing what could have turned into a calamity while trying to safeguard a very sensitive material. It will be recalled that former Attorney General of State Chief Ume Kalu San had, in an open letter, drawn the attention of the governor of the state, Okezi Ikekweazu, PhD, to the deplorable state of the court in Abia State. And in addition to it, this is what we are saying. The kind of people we give work to, the kind of people that construct it, the kind of people that draw the or the engineer that is in charge of the construction. Why they give them money to buy a solid material, they go out there to get something that is not something that won't last long for a very long time. In the olden days, we have many ceilings that has been there for the past 50 or to 60 years, which there is nothing like collapsed or anything, and they are still living fine till today. Why is it now that things of nowadays are no longer stronger? We don't need to hide it because this is very risky. It can take a life. In fact, if I to be the person that is in charge of this court, I would have put a call through to the person that is in charge of the construction when they were building it. He needs to say something about this. And as a matter of fact, if there is a proper monitoring, while it is being said here that the ceiling has been leaking for a very long period of time, if there is a proper monitoring, some things should have been done even before now. This should have gone worse, if not as if God saved them. Why on earth will this happen at the court even while a sitting is going on? We thank God there is no fatality and there is no life lost or no injury. There is none at all. We didn't record anything. We thank God. And now before I go, there's this place I would love to read again that says the ceiling of Aba High Court 4 in Abia State yesterday collapsed, resulting in the disruption of the activities of the court that was session. While the sitting was on, the ceiling got collapsed. To me, I really said there is more to it because I don't know the kind of sitting that was going on yesterday at the court, and it can also be a man-made of a thing. You don't get it? It can also be a man-made of a thing because the sitting that was going on just to disrupt the activities that was on at the moment. To my dear listeners, please do drop by the comment section and let's know what your view is all about today's news. Thank you.